Sometimes I let my husband take out the press cards, purely for the reason that he leaves voice notes that never fail to make me laugh. And this is what happened when I sent him off in the Brabus Smart #3, worth £46,460.
Actually, if I owned this car, I'd reject it. You only have to just touch the accelerator slightly, just so that the chassis takes up the torque and it creaks. And then you just let off ever so slightly and it creaks again. There's something, I mean, it's not bolted together properly, or they haven't tested it or something. I'd reject this car if someone gave it to me. I wouldn't live with that. That's awful. That's not forgivable in a car, even if it was 35 grand.
Got a bit of a shock for you there, Dan. It's 10 grand more than that, over. Now, to be fair, this was my first impression when I drove it. I don't know if you can hear this, but the minute you put your foot down, the car starts to squeak and rattle as if it's not put together properly. And you see these odd looking bolts on the seats. It did make me wonder whether they were meant to hold the car together. My second thought, and I'm so sorry Smart, but I don't like all the silly graphics on the infotainment screen, and there's some bloody cheater that stands to the side of it, and I don't even know why. And then hello scrolls through the screen in various different languages. I mean, I appreciate the friendly welcome, but I've got Duolingo for that shit. And it beeps all the time. I go even 1 mile per hour over the speed limit, and I can't figure out a way to easily turn it off. If there are any Brabus Smart 3 owners watching this and it doesn't feel like your car is falling apart, please do let us know in the comments, because I really don't want to do this vehicle an injustice. Now, don't get me wrong, the Brabus is fun, featuring a 422 brake horsepower, dual motor setup. It provides intense acceleration and all-wheel drive grip. Bury the accelerator in rocket mode, and it hooks up cleanly with minimal fuss off the line before unleashing a surge of acceleration that feels thrilling at first, but soon becomes a little relentless. So what is that 0 to 62 time, I hear you ask? Well, it's 3.7 seconds, which is flipping quick. But as I say, the novelty does wear off after a while. It's also enhanced by a virtual engine sound, which you can switch off. The noise is linked to the pressure exerted on the accelerator pedal. You can choose between 4 sounds: Smart Original, Classical, Interstellar, and Explore. Back to that acceleration, power delivery is smooth and progressive, allowing for effortless overtaking and motorway merging. And the lower, stiffer suspension means it's composed and predictable in the corners, with plenty of grip and good stability. It's commendably agile for a car of this weight and size, but it lacks steering feel. There could definitely be more feedback, and while it doesn't take away from the fact it's a highly capable car, it just kind of lacks emotion. As we touched on earlier, it just feels too firm. Our roads, of course, do not help, and neither do the large wheels shod in low-profile tyres. But there are more comfort-orientated, sporty EVs out there. I wish you could adjust the suspension. It's just not engineered to rewardingly handle all of that power. Braking feel is irregular too. The regen system is offered in a choice of low, medium and high, and you have to adjust that via the screen rather than paddles behind the steering wheel. And it suffers from a slight delay between lifting off the throttle and braking, making it pretty difficult to achieve smooth one-pedal driving. The standard car is already quick enough, delivering 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 5.8 seconds. It just makes me wonder if the Brabus is overkill, you know? Yes, you get pace and presence, I'll come to that in a minute, but not the driver enjoyment to match, I'm afraid. Now let's just rewind a bit. When this was launched in the UK in early 2024, it was the second model in the relaunched Smart range, following the #1. And Brabus, I hear you ask? Well, they're a German tuner behind some of the most outrageous V8 hyper saloons. And this is the range-topping version of the Smart #3. The 4-strong lineup starts with the smallest battery single motor Pro, what they call their exceptional value option, priced from £33,960 and a penny. Why? It then scales up to the Pro Plus with more range and will cost you an extra £4,000, minus the penny this time. And then there is their higher spec, most luxurious premium option for another £3,000. Its intention? To stir up the premium EV segment as a sporty SUV coupe. Fast forward to 2026, of course, and there's shitloads of them. But that said, I like its larger proportions, athletic curves, shark nose and slim LED headlights. It stands out. This version benefits, of course, from the characteristic Brabus body styling, 20-inch Synchro alloys with red calipers to tie in with the contrasting roof and other accents, aggressive air intakes, and all the obligatory spoilers and diffusers. Inside you get these rather nice ventilated microfiber suede seats and Alcantara steering wheel, red seat belts and a Beats sound system with 13 speakers, which actually sounds pretty awesome. Other than that, the interior is identical to that of the standard #3. My 9-year-old thinks it looks quite fancy, and on first impressions he's quite right, but spend a little time in here and you soon start to spot all the scratchy plastics everywhere. And at this price level, I expect more. Despite the sporty profile, it is a spacious and airy environment, thanks in part to the panoramic roof with good leg room for rear passengers and comfortable seats. But that sloping roofline does impact on boot space a little compared to more conventional SUVs in the class with 370 litres. It does at least have a 15-litre frunk, ideal for stowing away the cables. I mentioned the intrusive tech earlier, and sadly the safety assist systems are difficult to disable thanks to a rather challenging infotainment system with illogically arranged menus, making it difficult to even find your way to essential functions such as wing mirror adjustment. And there's no back button. It features Android Auto and Apple at least, which, let's face it, most people care about so that they can bring their phone's features and apps to the car's display. Physical switch gear is limited to some buttons on the steering wheel and a row of touch-sensitive shortcut buttons below the touchscreen. The #3 is well equipped as standard, and the different trim levels relate mainly to power output and battery capacity. But the Brabus does add some extra kit, namely those aforementioned front seats, retractable boot cover, illuminated tread plates and heated steering wheel. There are no option boxes to worry about, save for a tow bar, because it turns out all Smart #3 models have a 1600 kilogram brake towing capacity. A 10 to 80% charge in 30 minutes at 150 kilowatts is pretty standard now for many EVs, but you may be making more regular visits given the Brabus version sacrifices range for performance. It has an official range of 258 miles from its 66 kilowatt hour pack, which typically lands between 200 and 230 miles in mixed driving based on reviews and owner data. I mean, it's acceptable, but it's hardly class leading for efficiency. Moreover, spirited driving or winter conditions can reduce this significantly, often bringing the effective range down as low as 155 miles. To sum up then, the Smart #3 Brabus ends up in a rather unusual position. It's quicker than most rivals, but less engaging than you'd expect from a performance badge. And that user interface is incredibly frustrating. Talking competitors, I'd say the Volvo EX30 twin motor performance is the better driver's car. It's the most engaging and has the most character. The Tesla Model Y performance is probably the best all-rounder, fast, efficient and practical, which leaves the Brabus as the best GT-style cruiser. Fast but ever so slightly more relaxed if you have perfect roads. You could also consider the MG4 XPOWER, which boasts excellent performance and great value, or the Cupra-born VZ, which we recently reviewed and in my opinion is the more rounded hot hatch. I had super high hopes for this car, but what it boasts in performance and style, it lacks in driver engagement and practicality. And ultimately, that price tag makes it very hard to justify. One more last thing. After a week of living with it, my husband sends me an updated message. And honestly, I think it sums up this car rather well. As a normal car, it's shit, and I'd still reject it for the creaking. But in Brabus mode, it actually feels quite well set up for driving fast, not a daily that is. So there you have it, the Brabus Smart #3. Please do subscribe for more honest reviews.